Well, yeah, John, if you look behind me here, you can see it is still an active scene. I'm standing just a couple of blocks away from Country View Elementary School. That car has been towed, but the tree it hit still pretty badly damaged. That's why you'll see a lot more of these on the road. Filled with as many tears as people, and an end to a case that stretches all the way back to an April afternoon in 2013. $20 million in total, and it's meant to help people like a young woman I spoke with today. It was supposed to make a routine flight between Kuala Lumpur and Beijing to remember and honor those who so innocently lost their lives.
Max, you grew up in Germany.
I think a lot of people don't realize, they think of a country and they think of it being as big as the United States or being as big as Canada or whatever, but it's a really small country, and losing 200 people in one day can really, it's a big deal. It's so strange to have you tossed me. We've never worked together.
I know, first time for everything.
First time.
The premise is really simple. It's distance over time calculations.
It's that time of the year where gowns are draped.
Just graduated.
And caps fly high. When the light turns yellow, do you stop or do you go? And look at this. In a way, she's almost beaten the third. Walking.
NBC 15's Max Hess is on the scene. Max, what can you tell us is going on out there?
Yeah, well, officials aren't really telling us much right now. Again, as you said, we are on Yarmouth Greenway Drive here. That's right off of McKee Road in Fitchburg. And as you can tell, if you look behind me here, it is still a pretty active scene, but it's not nearly as active as it was, say, about an hour ago. I would say that probably about half of the squads that were here have since left. We did see some ambulances come in right after that. One thing that's interesting, though, is that Fitchburg Police, Madison Police, and the Dane County Sheriff's Office are all here on scene. I talked to Fitchburg Police Deputy Chief Donald Bates. He says they are looking for a suspect actively, and he did again confirm that this was a shooting, and he also said there is one victim at this time. There is on the identity of both the suspect and the victims, or the condition of that suspect, but again, he is in the hospital. Lieutenant Setzer hopes to have all that information by the end of the day. We'll of course keep you updated with that, and we'll have more coming up tonight on NBC 15 News at 6. Reporting live in Fitchburg, Max Hess, NBC 15 News.
Next time you're driving on the highway, you may want to look up.
We can see for miles.
Sergeant Ryan Chafee, with over a decade of experience with the State Patrol, doesn't spend all of his time in a squad. A trained law enforcement officer, he's also a trained pilot.
Rivet skins, doors, check, flaps. The premise is really simple. It's distance over time calculations. And we have white marks painted along the highway. Those marks are painted at 660 feet between each one.
Then they use a system called VASCAR, which stands for Visual Average Speed Computer and Recorder, a simple yet effective system.
All we do is we calculate the amount of time that it takes a vehicle to pass between one point and then the next, and then we calculate their speed based on distance over time calculations.
And while Sergeant Chafee spots in the air, troopers like Dustin Johanning sit on the ground and wait for command.
White auto left lane going by the exit ramp now.
No. Show them where the aircraft is flying up in the sky, and then it kind of hits them.
He's been on the force for 3 years. It's a job he says he loves.
Every aspect of the job. Always keeping me busy, promoting highway safety.
Dustin pulled over 4 cars in a span of a little over an hour alone, and he was one of 4 troopers on the ground.
That's the correct vehicle pulling onto the shoulder.
I-94 lit up all over when I was there, one stop after the other. Some going 75, some 85, all though too fast.
Hi there, Trooper Johanning with the State Troopers. Reason why I stopped you is for your speed.
But it's not just speeding the eyes of the sky are looking for.
Following too close violations, aggressive driving type violations, cutting in and out of traffic, passing on the shoulder.
State Patrol has 3 planes, one based in Madison, Eau Claire, and Green Bay. Missions are scheduled statewide throughout the year, and if you think it's pricey, it's not as bad as you think.
We're only burning roughly 6 to 6.5 gallons of fuel per hour.
All paid for by a grant specifically for the program. It's an effective way to catch traffic crooks, literally from above and beyond. When you look at 4-year-old Michaela Keene, you'd think she's a normal, happy little girl. But there's something she hides well.
Michaela was born at 26 weeks. She suffered a grade 4 brain bleed at birth.
And that took a toll on little Michaela.
She had her first seizure at 14 months old. She was diagnosed with epilepsy at age 2.
When she was first diagnosed, her dad, Alex, quit his job so that he could be at home to take care of her. And that meant income cut in half, but bills multiply.
We have a lot of We budget for medical bills. It's the way it is. 2 at lunch, 3 more at supper. Oh, and actually 1 more at bedtime.
But there's something that could help, and Stacy is fighting for it. It's called CBD oil, short for cannabidiol.
It's an extract from the cannabis plant. It's treating seizures in children.
But given what it stems from, there's a roadblock for the Keene family.
So right now in Wisconsin, we have no options. Unless we pick up and move our family to Colorado, CBD oil is illegal.
It's only legal in a select few states, but there it's had a tremendous effect on seizure patients, cutting down on bills, medication, and most importantly, cutting down on seizures. Lawmakers in Wisconsin are looking at making changes. Assembly Bill 726 was passed a few days ago. It would allow CBD in Wisconsin. Now, Stacy and many other parents are hoping it makes it to the floor for a vote. Senator Bob Wirch is a co-sponsor of the Assembly bill.
I was approached by the parents, and I think it's a good idea. This gives people with seizures an alternative to use to alleviate the effects of their problem, and it has no real side effects.
Stacy is hoping for a change for her, for other families, and most importantly, for Michaela. Meet Sadie, 6 years old, strong and proud.
I'm glad you asked.
Now meet Joelle, Sadie's owner, and in many ways, her hero.
We all have a cause, all right? And this is my cause. There's so many, many animal lovers out there.
Sadie isn't just your everyday furry friend. The 6 years of her life are shaped by a troubled past.
Sadie was found in the mountains of Kentucky in about April of 2012. She just had a litter of puppies, and then she was shot in the head, right between the eyes, and in the back, and paralyzed.
Hurt, abandoned, abused, Sadie was left to die.
Turn around.
But luck was on her side. Someone found her and brought her to a shelter in Wisconsin, where Joelle
Grabbed her immediately and took her to a few doctors who gave Sadie a very grim prognosis. You are one funny girl.
Things weren't looking too good for Sadie. Check this out. This was the bullet that was lodged into her head. But after a lot of rehab and help from the community, things started looking up.
Come on, I will help you.
It took months, even years of ongoing rehab to get Sadie to where she is today.
3 to 4 hours a day of physical therapy. She's no longer urinary or fecally incontinent. We've got 2 out of 3 going.
And look at this. In a way, she's almost beaten the third, walking.
She is lively, she is animated, and she sucks in every minute of every day.
Now, Sadie serves as an inspiration against animal abuse and for support of those with disabilities.
We will just continue on our mission because we see progress.
Progress that Sadie shares at appearances all over the Midwest as proof that fighting sometimes does pay off.
I never decided that I would ever give up on her. I'm with it for the long term.
Reporting in Madison, Max Hess, NBC 15 News.
Reporting live in Janesville, Max Hess, NBC 15 News. Reporting live in Fitchburg, Max Hess, NBC 15 News. Reporting live in Milwaukee, Max Hess, NBC 15 News. Reporting in Beloit, Max Hess, NBC 15 News.